the underdog, the legend in his own mind. Jaybeazt, dropping memes and bringing heat. Jaybeazt, stream is starting, pull up a seat. Breaking news, trailers dropped. I react and maybe sound a bit shocked. New game hype, I got the tea. Call of Duty, Battlefield, come watch me. Not a big shot, just starting out, but I'll hype your chat and hype my clout. My aim's kinda bad, my joke's kinda worse, but at least I never stream with rehearse. Jaybeazt, underdog with gamer streak. Jaybeazt, laughs, reacts, chaos you seek. Warning. Jaybeazt, you may mispronounce your favorite game. Please remain calm. Chat's alive, memes flying fast. I may fail, but it's always a blast. Subscriber hype, not just some friends, but the fun and chaos never ends. Reacting, chatting, sometimes I play, even if I die in the first 5 minutes. Hey, new game breakdown, I'll nerd out loud, making jokes, looking goofy, maybe proud. Jaybeazt, underdog, but bringing fire. Jaybeazt, love by beats, memes and satire. Who's in chat? Beast back. What's the game? Total snack. Level up? Maybe not yet, but we laugh, we hype, you won't forget. Achievements, sure, but I miss a lot. Glitches, bugs, rage quits I've caught, but while the pros are flexing loot, I'm here, underdog with style and cute. Streaming news, trailers, reactions too. Sometimes I even know what I'm doing, kinda true. Chat laughs, memes fly, and everyone's hyped. Welcome to Jaybeazt, the underdog is live tonight. Jaybeazt, underdog, chaotic streak. Jaybeazt, gaming news, laughs, you seek. Not a pro, but never weak. Caution, Jaybeazt may mispronounce your fake mispronounced game, or make you laugh uncontrollably. Stream starting now. The fifth out.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Thursday stream, which is going to be quite a short one actually. I won't be here for hours because I'm very keen to get back to Battlefield 6 as usual, which I've been playing almost daily. I haven't been streaming it though, but yeah, I've been playing quite a lot of it. Having a lot of fun with the Battlefield 6 grind. Speaking of which, we do have a Season 1 trailer that just dropped, I think, last night for Battlefield 6, which we will look at it together. It seems fun. And we also have another video from IGN, because this is the month of Crimson Desert for IGN first, and they just dropped another video on Crimson Desert showing 3 new bosses. So we're going to be looking at that as well. And unfortunate news is there's been another round of layoffs with Ubisoft. We kind of saw this coming, to be honest. It's not a huge surprise or anything, but we will also be talking about that today. More Battlefield stuff as usual. Yeah, there's a whole bunch of stuff, and there's some Xbox stuff that I want to talk about today as well. So I'll keep you in suspense. I'm not gonna give it away just yet. So yeah, tune into the stream and we will talk about it. But yeah, and that's pretty much the gist of today. A lot of Ubisoft stuff's happening, a lot of Xbox stuff, a lot of Battlefield stuff, and some Crimson Desert stuff. So we will probably kick it off with the Ubisoft stuff, I suppose. Give me 1 second. Let me just get this sorted first. All right, cool. So, I was just looking through all the usual places that I try to mine to get some information about what's going on in the gaming industry, and Inside Gaming had put out a whole bunch of articles outlining the details of these layoffs happening with Ubisoft. I'll start with the small one. Do you guys remember Trials? Trials was one of these games. They were never really that big, but there was a time when Trials was kind of popular among pretty much everybody. Trials was a fun game. It's this like bike platformer kind of thing. Like you, it's like, yeah. I don't know how do I explain Trials? Trials game. Let's um yeah. It comes up with a different game. Yeah. So Trials is a racing game. There it is. Yeah, Trials is a racing game series developed by Ubisoft Red Links and published by Ubisoft, loosely based on the real-life sport of motorcycle trials. It involves a motorcycle rider in a 2.5D world. So yeah, that's what Trials is. So if I go to a video showing Trials Rising, yeah, I suppose.
So this takes
This-
a lot of
Exactly.
teamwork.
There we
You
go.
guys got to
Yeah,
sort
so
of
this is-
be telling each other what you're planning to do.
Yeah, so this
Communication
is
is
essentially
important
what
in any
Trials is,
relationship, right?
and it was a really fun platformer. Honestly, a very fun platformer. I had a,
So we're in
I remember
single-player mode
playing
right now, but
this game,
manipulates how the
and it
bike
was
is
a
gonna move
lot of
on
fun
the
to
ground
play
and
back
in the
then.
air.
But then the hype kind of died down, and I don't know where this is at right now. But it was a fun game while like back then when everyone was kind of on about it, and they put out a series of trial games like kind of back to back,
Definitely.
and then it kind of
The
died
physics-based
down.
gameplay
No
is
one really
a
talks
huge
about
part
this
of
anymore,
Trials there.
unfortunately. Which brings me to the news, which is Trials developer Ubisoft Red Links. Like I said, they are the ones who made these games. They are to lose 60 employees in layoffs, becoming a mobile developer. Yeah. Ubisoft Red Links, the developers of the Trials franchise, is set to lose up to 60 employees in the latest round of layoffs by parent company Ubisoft. A statement posted on the studio's website says that Ubisoft is moving forward with the restructuring proposal for Red Links as part of the company's global efforts to simplify, reduce costs, and ensure a stronger prioritization and efficiency across the company's worldwide studio network. Yeah. So this, I guess, it seems like it's part of the company-wide restructure that's been happening since Tencent and Ubisoft created that Vantage Studios, Vantage Studios, overseeing Ubisoft hires IPs, which are Assassin's Creed, Far Cry, and Rainbow Six. And I guess as a part of that, whatever's remaining in Ubisoft that's overlooking every other IP, they're going through a restructure as well by the look of it. So, which unfortunately means there's going to be a lot of layoffs, and we kind of saw this coming. Not a complete surprise, but still, it sucks to see these video game developers getting sacked purely for no reason other than, whatever the company's downfall due to poor management. I mean, the management is still kind of fine, I suppose. I mean, they're still getting paid and stuff, but the developers taking the axe for it because now Ubisoft has to, shrink in order to reduce costs. So I don't know. I mean, it really sucks, and I'm sure there are, developers that are really talented among these that is going to be gone as a reason for this, and I hope they do find somewhere else that they can belong to and actually shine creatively as well, like Sackbird did. Remember Sackbird? We just talked about it a couple of weeks ago about, oh, was it last week? About how they got sacked by ZeniMax as a part of Microsoft layoffs, or the larger layoff happening in Microsoft under Bethesda, and they let go a whole bunch of people. Let go from ZeniMax. I think it's almost the entire studio. and they then went on to create their own studio called Sackbird, which is self-funded. So it's got no investors, and they can do whatever they want with it. So pretty cool, and they're probably gonna go on to making indie games. They haven't said much, but it's a cool story, and I hope, and it's a positive story, and I hope these kind of things do happen as a result of these layoffs. One can only hope. Most likely won't, but I'm keeping my fingers crossed. Says here, Redlink says that it will negotiate with studio staff before making a decision on the proposal, which focuses primarily on the administration and production teams. These negotiations with the staff are scheduled to start on October 30th and will end by the end of November. If materialized, this proposal would result in the reduction of maximum 60 positions. So they're negotiating with the team to decide who to axe, and they have to reduce 60 positions. So it's purely a numbers game. It's not about talent. It's not about performance. It's purely a numbers game, which is why it sucks. Which is exactly why it sucks. And all of this because years of poor, bad managerial decisions that led to the downfall of most of these IPs, which resulted in they having to create an entire separate studio in conjunction with Tencent and have them fund it in order to save those IPs. And part of the problem also was probably Mark Alex's Cortair, which we talked about a couple of days ago. He was let go from the company, who has been Assassin's Creed franchise boss for a long time. Some people are celebrating the fact that he left because under his leadership, Assassin's Creed has been going down on a downward spiral, which I understand. But he's been there for 20 years. Joined the company as a developer and now made his way up as a franchise boss, and his baby has been the whole Animus Hub, which we all kind of collectively hated. So it looks like he didn't have really great ideas as a franchise boss, even though he would have been good as a developer himself. And there's no doubt he has a passion for the IP Assassin's Creed, but it looks like the direction he was trying to take wasn't good enough, and probably that's why he was let go finally. But it doesn't really mean that Ubisoft is on to something or it's on the right direction, because it looks like, from what Mark has said in his LinkedIn post that we talked about the other day. Let me pull it up if I can find it. Mark Alexis. Yeah. Is it gone? Where is it? I don't know. I had it. Doesn't let me. Sorry, I'm just looking at my face, but I'm trying to find the LinkedIn post that I was referring to. Let me see if I can dig it from my notes from the other day. Was that last week? I think it was last week, wasn't it? Yeah. Anyway, let me try to find it, man. I says end of a chapter. This is not. Oh, there it is. There it is. Yeah. So yeah, this is the one I was talking about. Um, yeah, you can see it. Yeah. So yeah, he put this post up like 1 or 2 days after he was seemed to leave the company, but then he put this post up and made it clear that he didn't leave the company, he was let go. See, I did not walk away. I stayed at my post until Ubisoft asked me to step aside. So that's what happened. Um, but the thing is, he was let go. Yeah, maybe cause to celebrate because Ubisoft may be taking this in a new direction now. But the thing is, I'm still super cautious about what the hell is happening at Ubisoft because what he said in this post is that Ubisoft decided to transfer here. Ubisoft decided to transfer the leadership of the Assassin's Creed franchise to someone closer to its new organizational structure. So yeah, and yeah, he talks about a different position was mentioned, so he may have been offered a different position, which probably was a demotion, and he just didn't get it or something. I mean, he didn't want to have it, and then he decided to leave. Sounded like a demotion, but what concerns me is the fact that this sounds to me like the le- the transfer, the Ubisoft's transfer of leadership of Assassin's Creed franchise to someone closer to its new organizational structure. That doesn't sound like something he approved of or like he thought was a good idea, right? And this seems like something, that's kind of natural for someone who's getting fired. Like, yeah, you know what, he's not gonna like someone getting fired, he's not gonna like whoever's gonna take on next, right? But we're talking about a guy who's been in Ubisoft for nearly 2 decades, and he's put his heart and soul into this IP one way or the other, since like he's been part of the teams who made good Assassin's Creed games like Assassin's Creed 3, Black Flag, and all that, right? um Either way, my concern is who they are probably going to give this leadership to, which is the Vantage Studios, right? Vantage Studios, Ubisoft. Uh, Let me pull this up. Yeah, so this is the actual article or the announcement from Ubisoft themselves. Oh, try to go. Hopefully you can see that. Um, it is saying that following the recent announcement of Ubisoft new subsidiary and its two CEOs, here. So we got these two guys looking after the Vantage Studios, which is looking after the biggest IPs, the biggest IPs of Ubisoft, which are Assassin's Creed, Far Cry, and Mirage, right? And Ubisoft announces Christopher Derenis and Charlie Gilmore. I don't know if I'm butchering these names. I'm really sorry, but if this sounds, I mean, Christopher Derenis sounds like he's been in the business for a while, so he probably deserves it. With complementary backgrounds, Christopher Derenis and Charlie Gilmore bring their strong on industry experience, deep knowledge of the Ubisoft ecosystem, and shared culture of innovation to the role. Christophe co-founded Ubisoft's Montreal studio in 1997. Okay, yeah, and most recently served as managing director for the North American region. So he's been a big shot, kind of. And Charlie Gilmore, Gilmore, I don't know. Charlie began his career in gaming at Oliant in 2014, a studio acquired by Ubisoft. Initially known for its browser-based free-to-play games, the studio began expanding into mobile under his leadership. He returned to Ubisoft in 2025 to join its transformation committee. What's missing in this article is the fact that he is Ubisoft CEO and founder, who I will show you, Ubisoft CEO, Yves Gilmore. Um, do you recognize that last name? So it's his son. He is his son. So um, I mean, straight up to me, this screams nepotism. For a good reason, because I looked into what um, what this guy has done, what Charlie Gilmore has done after leaving the company to pursue his own stuff, and it looks like he worked on this website. This website is building the future of AI and Web3 entertainment. Unagi was founded by Ubisoft XX in 2022. Since then, we've shipped 4 Web3 games, launched an anime brand, and hang on, give me a second. Give me a second. I need to come back. Since then, we shipped 4 Web3 games, launched an anime brand, and developed a token-based economy. So, yeah, I mean, what does that sound like to you? This is just whole bunch of cryptocurrency and NFTs and stuff like that. That's pretty much it. Persona is shaping AI entertainment. This is like, yeah, I don't know. Persona is more than just a profile picture. Avatar collection launched in February 2024. The collection is sold out for 18,842 and has achieved over 10,500 ETH in trading volume. Okay, all right. Yeah. Character 2.0 AI agent introduced in September 2023. Hannah is the main character of the Persona brand and story. So what? A cutting edge AI agent featured in various media forms. Sounds like a whole bunch of, I don't know what's going on here, but yeah, I mean, it looks like Charlie left Ubisoft to create his own crypto based NFT mobile whatever girlfriend AI stuff, right? You know, AI girlfriend stuff. I don't know what it was. Like it sounds like, yeah, all this stuff, right? Football, basketball, like NFT cards, all the NFTs and clubs are fully licensed. So this is what they worked on, and to be honest, NFTs in games has been like the worst offenders in the past 5-6 years, and this is what he's been working on. This doesn't give me a lot of confidence, It doesn't give me a lot of confidence. Now he's in charge of. There he is, Charlie Gilmore. Now he's in. Uh, yeah, these two guys, and that's him. He is now in charge of the biggest IPs of Ubisoft, looking after it after having done this stuff. So I don't know how much confidence I'm supposed to have on this guy. Um, that's why I say, like, even though we can celebrate the fact that Mark has finally left, blah blah blah, or Ubisoft might be trying something new here, but what are they going to do next really concerns me, because who's now in charge of Vantage Studios, now looking after Assassin's Creed IP and Far Cry IP and Rainbow Six IPs. So yeah, it's really weird, man. It's really weird. So give me 1 second. I'll be back. I just need to get something. All right, I'm back. Uh, like I said, that's pretty much what's going on with Ubisoft, which is concerning me. And going back to this whole thing with Ubisoft Red Links, uh, yeah, I don't. What they're saying as far as what is the Ubisoft proposal for Red Links, as far as what the proposal entails, it was said that Red Links would refocus from being a multi-platform developer to one that specialized in small screens mobile game developer. This would enable it to position itself for sustainable success and optimize its resources to best leverage the studio's unique expertise, starting with two unannounced mobile projects the studio's leading. Yeah. So it looks like, yeah, they're cutting down the people and then shifting their focus into just purely focus on mobile games. Probably going to be free to play stuff, which is what Ubisoft have started doing lately. Do you remember they were going to be releasing an Assassin's Creed game for mobile, which never really came out? It was supposed to come out last year, I reckon. Um, I don't know what came of it, but that's still apparently probably in the works and it'll come out sometime. But it looks like, yeah, bunch of layoffs happening here, and it doesn't end here. It doesn't end here. There's more. Um, Massive Entertainment is also taking some layoffs as well. Massive Entertainment, for those who has no idea, Ubisoft subsidiary studio who made Star Wars Outlaws. So, which is a big one. It's a big studio. It's not a small studio like Ubisoft Red Links. It's a bigger studio, handling bigger IPs, and now they are getting a cut too. So, as it says here, Massive Entertainment, the Ubisoft subsidiary studio responsible for games such as The Division and Star Wars Outlaws, has announced that it is laying off a number of employees. In a post in social media, the studio called it a voluntary career transition program. I mean, don't you just love voluntary career transition programs? I mean, those are the best, right? Those really are the best. As part of our ongoing evolution, sorry. As part of our ongoing evolution and long term planning, we have recently realigned our teams and resources to strengthen our roadmap, ensuring our continued focus on the Division franchise and the technologies including Snowdrop and Ubisoft Connect that power our games, they said. Cool. To support this transition responsibly, we introduced a voluntary career transition program giving eligible team members the opportunity to take their next career step on their own terms, supported by a comprehensive package that includes a financial and career assistance. Okay. All right. I guess I guess, you know, instead of like giving them the axe, they're trying to sort of do something, do it positively. I know it contradicts the, getting fired and positive doesn't sound, they don't go together, but let's see what they're trying to do here. Massive Entertainment says that it remains fully committed to our roadmap and to creating great experiences for players around the world, including the Division 2, the Division 2 Survivors, the Division Resurgence, and the Division 3. Okay, these projects continue with strength, focus, and ambition, and we look forward to sharing more in the future. According to French newspaper Le Figaro, the departure plan will run until December 15th. As far as who's targeted for the reduction, it will be inter-project employees. Okay. This term refers to employees on permanent contracts waiting to be reassigned to a new project after, for example, their previous video game has been released in stores. The report adds per translation. Okay, so those are the guys sort of like being bought on extra that worked on, a certain project, a video game, and sort of once that video game releases, they just sort of wait until they get reassigned to a new project because they're kind of the additional stuff that will be bought in as the, as game release gets closer and the project progresses and need more hands on it. I assume that's the case because the way games develop, it's not all hands on deck straight away. When a game starts developing, it starts with a small team and it sort of gets bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger as the time goes and more stuff to do. So I guess those are the stuff that they're talking about. not necessarily temps, but I think, I mean, because they're on permanent contracts, but yeah, I guess just extra staff. Yeah, in a way. The decision to realign, yeah, let me know if I'm wrong. The decision to realign comes up just after the launch of Ubisoft Tencent subsidiary Vantage Studios. Like I said, no surprise there. That studio, which will oversee the Assassin's Creed, Far Cry, and Rainbow Six Siege franchises, is the first of the company's planned creative houses. As of publishing, it's unclear what the next step for the creative house's plan will be and what games will be grouped. There was no mention of the number of employees impacted by this decision. Yeah, okay. Yeah, that's pretty much it. So, I mean, these are the two articles that I wanted to talk about. And like I said before, they laying off these developers and staff from these studios, and while it's not surprising, it is very concerning as to where Ubisoft is going at this point, especially concerning their biggest IPs like Assassin's Creed, and Far Cry, and Rainbow Six Siege concerned with Vantage Studios and who's looking after it. I don't know. Like I said, it's been looked after by Christophe Derenes. I'm sorry if I'm saying it wrong. Who seems to be a veteran in the industry. He founded Ubisoft Montreal, who are great. It's a great studio. It's one of the best ones out of Ubisoft. Ubisoft Montreal games, right? Yeah, so Assassin's Creed started with them, and they did Child of Light. Yeah, it's a whole lot of other games. I mean, they've done. They were behind pretty good stuff, pretty much like good games, right? Uh, Rainbow Six, Far Cry, Splinter Cell, Prince of Persia. So they worked on a lot of good franchises there. So it looks like, the right person may have been brought in to look after those IPs, because this person looks like he worked on pretty much all those IPs. But then the other person, there's two co-CEOs. This person and, like I said, Charlie Gilmore, who's Yves Gilmore, CEO of Ubisoft's son, which screams nepotism to me. It's a classic case of a nepo baby in this case. And the reason why I say that is because, looking at what he's done, it doesn't tell me that he's competent enough to actually handle these big IPs. What he's done in the past up to this point has been pretty mid, and screams kind of failure. Like I showed you that Unagi website, with the NFTs and whatever he's done. He's done free to play mobile games before, and now he's been handed the biggest IPs of Ubisoft to look after. It screams nepotism, and I'm not comfortable with it. I mean, this is Ubisoft and their family issues. I can't really, you know, I can't really do anything about it or say anything about it. But the thing is, it does concern me where this is going to go next, because of these managerial decisions that and the transitions of power over these IPs within the company. That doesn't really align with passion to me, or it just doesn't scream a lot of confidence. So very concerning among these layoffs and all these transitions of leaderships. We just have to wait and see what's going to happen next, I suppose. But yeah, let me know what you guys think of this whole Ubisoft layoffs and the changes happening within the company that's affecting these IPs now moving forward. I am kind of at a loss as to what to expect next. We're probably not going to see the results of these leadership changes for years to come, unfortunately. And we're just going to have to wait and see what they're going to do next. And because we already got a couple of games that are already in development before this happened, like Hexay and all that, which are not going to be affected, but everything else that comes after that is going to affect going to be affected by these changes in leadership, and we're just gonna have to see what that is. So yeah, let me know what you guys think. Oh, and subscribe while you're at it. Thank you. Moving on to yeah. Oh, moving on to another one. Another. This is not really a layoff, but it is something kind of related. And I haven't actually read the whole article. I saw the article title, and then I decided I would look into it and talk about it together, because it's to do with one of my favorite game developers. And these guys made Control. These guys made Alan Wake. They created the Alan Wake universe with Alan Wake 2 and Control, and even Quantum Break. Quantum Break was made by Remedy. If you guys don't know, Quantum Break was an Xbox exclusive. I've talked about this before, which is not like straight canon in Alan Wake universe, but it is kind of part of it, because you can kind of hear like a recording of it in Alan Wake 2, I suppose, or in the first one. Not in the first one, or in Control. I can't remember. In one of them. So it kind of makes it canon. I'm not going to get into whole Quantum Break now, but you can go look it up if you want. But what I was going to say is Remedy Entertainment, who are the geniuses behind this Alan Wake universe, which I love. The CEO has stepped down after being in the role nearly a decade. So let's see why, if even he mentions why. But this is that article by Sam Sepiel, and what he says is Remedy Entertainment CEO is stepping down with immediate effect, having held the position since August 2016. Things have not been looking very good for Remedy recently, primarily due to the FBC Firebreak's lackluster launch. Honestly, okay, I'll get to that in a minute. Remedy's now former CEO provided a statement on this topic a little over a week ago, revealing that the game has not met its internal sales target. Now, the latest update from the company show that the CEO is stepping down. Okay. Yeah, so I do have some thoughts in terms of FBC Firebreak. So FBC Firebreak, most of you probably don't even know what this is, and there's a reason why. Okay, there is a reason why that is. I'll put on this video so you know what I'm talking about. So this is FBC Firebreak. This is kind of not really a sequel to Control, but it's in the building. It's in the Bureau of Control, that building, which is the primary setting of Control. If you played Control, you know what I'm talking about. So FBC Firebreak kind of like just dropped out of nowhere to PlayStation Plus as a free-to-play game, and also on you could play it on PC and Xbox and everywhere as well. It was a free-to-play game that you could just play, and they just kind of dropped out of nowhere, and it's kind of like it's not an extraction shooter, but it's like it plays a little bit like Call of Duty Zombies, where you got this bunch of you got these boss fights in each. You don't get the boss fights in every round, but at the end of every round you have a boss fight kind of thing. It's not exactly like Call of Duty Zombies. There are differences. You fight waves and waves of these affected zombie like creatures that you fought in Control. I don't know what they're called. That's the thing. And then you have things, you have tasks that you have to do in order to progress within each round, and you kind of have to work together with your teammates to progress forward. And see, as you can see, it's here. It says fix the gamma field or load the shuttle with leech pearls. So you have a task to do while you're fighting off hordes of enemies. and that's what you have to do. And you have these, these items that are like, what do they call? Those weird items of power or something that you had in control. You have those items that you can uh, collect or unlock or something like that. I haven't played a lot of. I did play when it come out, when it came out, and then I immediately stopped playing because I got really bored with it, and it just didn't do it for me, and it was very confusing at first too. So it didn't have the onboarding was almost non-existent for this game, and I feel like they really should have done a better job with the onboarding because of the complicated systems in play in this game. It's not a simple game. It does have some complicated systems, and you kind of need to understand and get your head around it in order to like play it properly. It's not a simple like jump in, shoot some hordes of enemies, and then get out kind of thing. You do have to do a little bit more, and in terms of unlocking things and progressing further, there are stuff that you need to do, right? But it wasn't super clear in what order what to do in this game. You kind of had to jump in and play a few rounds and figure it out. I think that put off a lot of people. For to While it was a free to play game, it just put off a lot of people because it just wasn't like easy to jump into and like keep playing. It just felt like you keep playing, and then you're not really getting anything, you're not unlocking anything. There was nothing, like not even like there's no satisfaction, there's no risk reward or anything like that. I think that was the major problem. I think it looks like they have gone back and actually fixed some of this stuff. I saw they rolled out a few patches to fix these. But the thing is, these kind of games, if you don't come out swinging at launch, fixing it later is not gonna fix the issue. Most of the time, there are exceptions to this, obviously. Um, while not a multiplayer extraction shooter or uh, like a PvE kind of game or like this. Um, Cyberpunk had a bad launch and they recovered. No Man's Sky, disastrous launch, but they recovered. Like there are exceptions to this, but I don't know. This was, and it just didn't have anything that screams like different or like different enough. The whole premise is different because it's set in like Control, but I just don't think anyone wanted a game like this set in that universe. I just don't think anyone asked for this. There was no need for anything like this. Nobody was screaming, "Oh!" Anybody who played Control, anybody who played Alan Wake, no one was there thinking, "Oh, this should be turned into some sort of an online shooter." I The thought never crossed my mind. I think that's also part of the problem. Nobody was asking for this game, but they dropped it anyway. Just because the IP is really cool, you just can't turn that into something, turn it into an online shooter and think that people going to just jump in and, you know, give their money and play it. It just doesn't work that way. And I think that's what happened there. But yeah, if you have a different take, let me know. But in my opinion, that's what happened. But this is, yeah, I think that probably what caused this whole stir up in the company, and now causing the CEO to step down. This could be why. And Remedy will initiate a search process for new CEO immediately, which is very upsetting because Remedy Entertainment had made brilliant games. They haven't made a lot, but all the games they have made, I have loved every single one of them except for this game, except for Firebreak. Firebreak did not make a dent in in my memory. I just don't. It was one of the games I actually did not care for at all. But the first Alan Wake game, absolute masterpiece. Control, absolute masterpiece. Alan Wake 2, absolute masterpiece. Quantum Break, little different, but still a great game. And it was very underrated for the time. I think especially because it was an Xbox exclusive, so not a lot of people ended up playing it. But very underrated game as well. Still a good game. Um, so yeah, it sucks that they gone down this path to try and create an online shooter, and then that failed miserably. According to a new press release from Remedy Entertainment, Tero Vitala, the company's CEO and the board of directors, will have mutually decided that Vitala will step down from his position with immediate effect. The search process for a new CEO will start immediately, and Vitala will continue at the service of the company during an agreed transition period to support the handover of CEO duties. I wonder if there's gonna be if they're selecting a CEO within the company or they're gonna get one from outside. Weird. A new interim CEO has been appointed from Remedy's board of directors. Markey, one of the founders of the company, a member of the board since 1995, and the chairman of the board, will be appointed as the interim CEO, effective as of October 22nd, 2025. Markey is also a member of the company's core management team responsible for production. Markey will step down as chairman of the board, and Henry Osterlund will take his place. Don't know who that is, but cool. Um, yeah, it looks like I want to thank Tero for his substantial contribution to the management of Remedy since 2016. I personally thank Tero for good cooperation and wish him all the best for the future. In other news, yeah, well, doesn't matter. Yeah, so yeah, it looks like a when did Alan Wake come out? Alan Wake 2. Alan Wake came out in 2023. So this was a great game. If he's been the CEO since 2016, it looks like he might have been in charge of the make of this as well, right? So this since this came in 2023. Yeah, weird. I mean, this was a great game, but then Firebreaks was a total disaster. So I'm not really sure what the inner workings of what the hell happened in this situation, to be honest. But yeah, it looks like something wasn't working with Taro, and they just decided to mutually have him step down from the position. And it's unclear that they're going to have someone from inside step up to CEO permanently or have someone else bring in from outside, which will be interesting to have someone bring in from outside who has no experience working at Remedy whatsoever to look after the entire thing. I'm not sure how this is going to work, honestly, but we're just going to have to wait and see. Um, yeah, bizarre management layoffs and people leaving, news coming this entire week. So it's been a weird week, guys. Weird as week. Yeah. What else? Speaking of bizarre, weird ass news. My God. Just when you think, that Ubisoft, just when you think that Xbox is done making blunders, you just hear more and more news about Xbox just making weird mistakes and making weird comments. I've got two news articles to get through in terms of Ubisoft, so let's just jump right into it because this one's a doozy, you know. This one's a doozy, so buckle up. The first one that I want to talk about is Xbox development kits. So Xbox dev kits are what developers use to build their games and test their games on to make sure that they're running correctly. Okay. Um, I suppose if you're like a first party developer part of Xbox, you don't have to buy these. But if you're a third party developer or an indie developer, you're gonna have to buy a Xbox dev kit to test your games on. You get these dev kits. You used to get these at a cheaper price, but now it looks like they have put up the price of dev kits as well. I mean, dude, these are people who literally making sure that your console is selling by making games for you. But you're gonna put the price up of these dev kits. So this is probably not an issue for like big companies like Electronic Arts or Ubisoft or whatever. But concerning indie developers, this is a big price point, I think. This is the article. Uh, Even Xbox dev kits are going up in price. Mike Straw is reporting in Inside Gaming. He says it's not just consumers feeling the pinch of Microsoft price increases, as Xbox dev kits are also going up. According to Tom Warren at The Verge, sources say that the company is raising the price of Xbox dev kits. It said that dev kits prices will rise from 1,500 to $2,000. And this price increase will impact other regions in addition to the United States. Oh, I mean, imagine having to fork out. Imagine having to fork out $2,000 for Xbox dev kits, bro. Like at this point, nobody's even buying the Xbox because of what they've done, and now you have to spend this much if you want to release it on Xbox. I don't know what Xbox is doing. Is it? It's kind of like it's like they don't want people to actually use Xbox, even developers to release games on their console. It's like they're deliberately making decisions to make sure that everybody ends up ditching Xbox very clearly, so they don't have to deal with it anymore or something. I just don't know. It That's what it seems like, which is a very weird thing to say out loud even. Like it doesn't make sense to me. What are they expecting? Like putting the prices up of dev kits is going to, yeah, I don't know. Speed on. What else is got? The adjustment reflects macroeconomic developments. Just so you know, we're talking about a multi-trillion-dollar business here. Microsoft. Okay? Microsoft. All right? Microsoft Word. I just literally typed Microsoft Word. Okay? As of right now, they're worth 3.87 trillion US dollars. That's all I'm going to say. That's all I'm going to say. Let's go back to this. Microsoft told developers via The Verge, we remain committed to providing high quality tools and support for your development efforts. Let's look at this article from The Verge. Oh wait, I can't because I need money. Okay, well I don't have money, so let's keep reading this one. The increase to $2,000 represents a jump of 33% from the prior cost. That 33% remains in line with what Microsoft has done to consumer Xbox hardware since the current systems launched in 2020. It also comes a few short weeks after the company announced a 50% price increase for Xbox Game Pass Ultimate. Insider Gaming has reached out to Microsoft for comment on the Xbox Dev Kit price increase. Should a response be received, it will be added to this story. Yeah. Like I said, it looks like Xbox is hell bent on making sure that the consumers and developers are alike ditching Xbox for good. So they just don't have to, worry about Xbox. Everybody just buy a PC and play all the Xbox games on PC. I don't know. I don't know what their clear look the long term vision here is. I'm really trying to understand from a business perspective, because whatever the business background and experience I have, I'm trying to understand, but I'm at a loss here what their long term or even short term goal here is, because to me, it all of these decisions are very anti-consumer, and you literally throwing the people who kept all this time, people who kept this Xbox brand held up, you're throwing all of them under the bus with these decisions of price hikes to Game Pass, price hikes to the console, now price hikes to the dev kit, who are affecting the people who develop games for Xbox, which is a very, very weird decision. And it, it, not man, it doesn't make any sense whatsoever as to what they're trying to do. Like, do they want people to just buy a PC and then just use Windows? Is that what this is about? But again, that doesn't make sense. If you're buying a PC, you're just gonna use Steam. You're not gonna buy a Game Pass and then just buy a PC and just have a Game Pass. You're most likely gonna use a combination of, if you want to get a Game Pass, that's fine. You will get a Game Pass, but then you will mostly use Steam because that's where most of your friends might be, and it will have better sales and uh, discounts. So you'll be buying a lot of games there, and it works better. Like the Steam client is pretty stable, so you'll be using that a lot more. Um, and maybe Epic Games, Epic Games, or even GOG. You might use a combination of those three stores, most likely. But other than that, um, I just don't see this going well for Xbox. And in the middle of all this is happening, we got an article from VG Charts, and do you? We probably don't know this website, but I sometimes go and look at what they have to say. There's sometimes without good articles. They are pretty unbiased when it comes to the delivery of their news. VGC, they reported this, just posted like a day ago by William D'Angelo. Xbox President Sarah Bond, next gen console is going to be very premium and high end. So, with this news coming out now, this is what Sarah Bond has to say. So it looks like they're kind of doubling down on this. Xbox President Sarah Bond speaking with Mashable tech editor Beckworth appears to confirm the rumors. The next gen Xbox will be more premium device that is more of a hybrid between a PC and a console. The whole reason why consoles exist is because of affordability. I just have to say that the reason why people you know get get attracted, like the reason why people gravitate towards consoles is because of their affordable prices, and you know not having to maintain the console because it kind of looks after itself, it updates itself, there's no fuss. PC, you have to look after it, and you have to know what the hell you're buying. You have to, unless you're building it yourself. Even if you don't build it yourself, once you buy a PC, you gotta keep up with your maintenance of it and keep it clean. Yeah, if it attracts dust, you have to clean that because that can affect the performance of the PC. You have to update components when they get old. If something can break and you have to replace that, you'll have to know how to do that, right? So there's a lot of knowledge that you need to acquire when you are having a PC, especially a gaming PC, which can be a lot for a lot of people, which is why consoles have become very attractive because they do not require any maintenance. You don't have to clean it regularly. I mean, other than the dusting once in a while, so it doesn't make rocket noises. Um, and even with PS5 now, like I haven't actually cleaned the back of it in a while, but it's running well. It probably got a little bit of dust collected in there, but it requires no maintenance. It runs by itself. It's quiet, and it runs every freaking game that you can buy on it. And which are pretty much every game, and other than your indie games that's only available on PC, every major game you can buy on PC, in consoles, which is why it's attractive. You take that away from a console, there's literally no reason for you to actually buy a console over a PC. If this is going to be a premium price and a hybrid between a PC and a console, which I have no clue what they mean. I have no clue what they mean by that. Because if it's going to be a hybrid between a PC and a console, does that mean it's going to require more maintenance like a PC? Or is it going to be a PC that requires no maintenance? I just like I'm a bit hazy on that one. Um, and yeah, if the console is gonna cost just as much as a PC, like a low end PC, let's say, what would you get? Are you gonna get a console or a PC? I would say most people would end up just buying a PC because at least with a PC, I mean, let's say Xbox is gonna cost you like $2,500 or something crazy like that, right? Um, you might as well just get a PC because at least the next upgrade won't cost you another $3,000. You can just upgrade your graphic cards for another $1,000 down the line when it becomes inadequate, and then just be done with it. You know what I mean? It's not gonna cost an arm and a leg to just buy another console. Then you can just keep upgrading your PC with more, maybe add more RAM to it, and you just keep going. Yes, you have to learn how to maintain it. You have to learn a little bit manual touch-ups, but if you are willing to learn that, overall you're gonna save a lot of money with the PC. So I just don't understand where this is going. But let's read on. I can tell you that the next gen console is going to be very premium, very high-end curated experience, said Bond. You are starting to see some of the thinking we have in this handheld, which, by the way, is not an Xbox. I saw a lot of reviews. I don't have an Xbox ROG but they named it Xbox ROG Ally, but the damn thing is not even an Xbox because you can't apparently play any of the Xbox games that's in your existing Xbox library. You can only play whatever you have in your PC Game Pass library, which is not the same thing as your Xbox game library. Because if you owned an Xbox and you had your Xbox games sitting in your Xbox game library, which will not carry over to your handheld, which defeats the purpose of calling it an Xbox because it's only compatible with your PC Game Pass. If you had an Xbox, you probably didn't have a PC Game Pass. You only probably have an Xbox Game Pass, which would have had games in your library, which does not carry over to your ROG Ally. That doesn't make it an Xbox. It's very. I mean, they stopped that up too. Keep going. Yeah, so I can see some of the thinking that they have with the handheld, which is very confusing and doesn't at all help any of the consumers that are actually forking out money to buy your crap. But yeah, apparently they don't want to give it away. I hope they never give it away and nothing comes out because that would be better. There was a recent rumor by Hardware Insider, Moore's Law is dead, that claims the next gen Xbox will be more of a PC and console hybrid. Should be stronger. Next gen Xbox should be stronger than the PS6, but at the same time, it will also be more expensive because of this larger size and its use of bridge dies and likely a larger RAM capacity compared to the PS6, at least if it wants to work well as a PC console hybrid, claimed MLID at the time. Okay. Okay, so that's literally it. That's like the article. So this is what they said. Very short article, but the fact that Sarah Bond is going away and saying this kind of stuff while Xbox prices are hiking is that kind of shows how out of touch these guys are with their consumers, with the players, with the industry. I'm not sure where this is going. I'm not sure where this is going to end, but it just doesn't look like it's going to end anywhere. They absolutely cooked this generation, and it looks like they have so many plans to that they don't want to give it all away. So many plans to cook the next gen too. So this is going to be a fun one. I hope that I get a VIP seat to watch them burn with their decisions with the Xbox, because this is batshit crazy. That's it. It's batshit crazy. I can't get behind this. Let me know what you guys think, because I am so confused as to what the hell is going on here. Doesn't make sense, man. Doesn't make sense. Anyway, which brings us to all the crap that I wanted to cover, but other than Battlefield 6 stuff. So we'll look at the Season 1 gameplay trailer, which dropped. Oh, by the way, did you guys hear that EA is shutting down Call of Duty inspired maps? I thought that was hilarious. You know, I mean, I kind of saw it coming. It's not a surprise to me, but I just didn't think it would happen this soon. But it looks like they are going all, their way out to actually shut down this Call of Duty inspired maps. I saw this a while ago that they made Shipment and Nosha Canals. Oh no, that's Nosha Canals was one of the old Battlefield maps, so that's not. But Call of Duty inspired maps in Portal, Battlefield 6 Portal, which I thought was crazy. They made Nuketown in Portal. I haven't actually dropped into this to check it out, but they're already shutting it down. I just didn't think they would do it, but it looks like they're doing it. So at least one instance seems to show a map based on Call of Duty map shipment in what appears to be a warning email from EA. The company says that after reviewing the user's account, it saw content deemed inappropriate due to its referencing third-party products in Battlefield 6. Yeah. When going into more detail, the warning especially mentions shipment first test that had a description of shipment 2019 edition. The email okay, it can still play, but any future violation will have restrictions put on the account, such as temporary or permanently removing access to EA games and services. Yeah, so this is that that email. Inside Gaming has reached out direct to EA and Battlefield Studios for comment on whether they're removing all reference to other games in the Battlefield 6 portals. Yeah, okay, so they made it sound like they're removing all the Call of Duty inspired maps, but it looks like they're not really doing that yet. But I think as long as you're not referencing anything to do with Call of Duty, you might be able to get away with it. Because I saw there was a Nuketown map that one guy had created in Portal, which they named it Atomic Town, which is not Nuketown. So I guess that's okay, But there could still be an issue with that, because they're still hosting, even though it's user created content. Battlefield 6 is the host, and they could still get into trouble with it over copyright content and stuff like that. I'm not sure how all this works in US, but yeah, it looks like eventually they might crack down on this, and you might not be able to play these COD maps on Battlefield. But either way, does it really matter though? I just don't think anyone's on Battlefield to play COD maps. I just don't think that's going to be an issue. I love that COD players are jumping on Battlefield to create these maps and play it in Battlefield, because COD has gotten so bad they would rather create COD maps in Battlefield and play it there. It's so weird, but that's where we are right now. So yeah, let me know what you guys think of that one. But let's just jump into Battlefield 6 Season 1 trailer, because I'm so hyped for this. I think it's coming next week, right? Oh. Yeah. Oh, this is one of the new maps.
The world is a tinderbox.
You get a flare?
A spark from any direction can set it all off.
Oh man, this is gonna be an absolute sick map. So open. Eastwood. Oh, yeah, man. That looks like a fun map. Chaos.
isn't coming.
It's here.
It's already here.
Yep, it is. They didn't really say which ones they are. There it is. Oh, Phantom Edition includes BF Pro token, Battle Pass. Can you see what I'm saying? You can't, right? Let me just move this. Oop. BF Pro token, Battle Pass plus 25 tier skips, exclusive unlocks and more. Shrouded weapon package. Wait, hang on. Is this season 1? No, we already got this, didn't we? Oh, no, we did not. Weapon, we got a drop shadow weapon package, chimera, weapon skin, and more. No, hang on. We already got this. We already got this. What are you talking about? I thought this was like season 1 stuff. Never mind. Never mind. Anyway, so that's Battlefield 1. Are you guys excited for this? Because I sure am. I cannot wait for this. It's coming October 28th, which is basically 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days. In 5 days, next Tuesday is dropping. So I guess that will be 29th of October for us, Aussies down under, because we are almost a day ahead compared to US times. So yeah, I think it'll be Wednesday for us. So that'll be fun. That's less than a week to go. Very good, very good. All right, so one last thing that I want to look at today, guys, before we wrap up, is this Crimson Desert. This is a 23-minute long video, so it's a big one, but we're gonna hustle through that one because they're showing 3 brand new bosses in Crimson Desert in IGN first video. As you guys know, IGN first is dedicating Crimson Desert content for this month. So they've been dropping a lot of Crimson Desert stuff every week. So we saw a lot of Golden Star, Mechanical Dragon stuff last week, and we're now getting 3 brand new bosses gameplay. And I want to see, because I think they are pretty. They're putting a lot of emphasis on these really cool boss fights in Crimson Desert, and I think that's going to be a thing. So let's have a look at it together. Let's have a look at it together. What the hell am I saying? Here we go. Ready? Here we go. Here we are.
There's plenty going on in Crimson Desert's open world. From puzzles to castle sieges to blowing up enemies with a battle robot, there's a wide range of activities to get stuck into. But from what we've seen so far, the real showstoppers are the boss battles. As part of this month's IGN First, we've already shown you 2 new ones, the Golden Star Mechanical Dragon and Fortane the Cursed Knight. But there's still more to see. Today, we're showcasing 3 brand new bosses, Muskan, Walter Lamford, and Kerush the Slayer. Each poses a unique challenge, making for a distinct trio of fights.
I gotta say, they really put a lot of work into these boss fights and to make sure that they don't play out the same, which is very interesting. Like the amount of work that's gone into the character creation itself, like we saw with the Mechanical Dragon. How they created the dragon in itself. Amazing amount of work goes into it, and I'm sure at various levels the same is true for every other boss as well, because they don't actually play out the same. You have to actually approach them in very different ways, which you can do because you have a very complicated combat system available to you in Crimson Desert. But yeah, man, I'm so hyped for this. I just don't know at this point what to even expect.
So sit back, enjoy the action, and if you've missed any of the other...
Oh, sorry, and one more thing. They are the fact that they like putting out so much of content from the game. Like at this point they have shown like 5 or 6 bosses straight out of the game, which tells me they have a lot more content in the game that we just haven't seen, which makes me think, god damn, how big is this game? I don't know how big this game is because they already shown so much content and it's not ending.
Bosses that have previously been shown off will also be showcasing every
I can't remember last time when a game showed so much content prior to its launch, you know? I just haven't seen a game do that in a while. Or can't even remember the last time. If you can think of a game that did that, please let me know because I'm trying to think, but nothing comes to my mind.
the Slayer. Each poses a unique challenge, making for a distinct trio of fights. So sit back, enjoy the action, and if you've missed any of the other bosses that have previously been shown off, we'll also be showcasing every one of them too.
Musket. It's very agile. Very agile. God damn, man. This music is keeping you on your toes, man. The music is amazing. Oh, what's that move? Oh, whoa, okay. Oh my god, okay, you can't even escape that. You're just getting tossed around. Walter Lanford. That's like such an ordinary name for a boss. Like somebody in the dev team or like the production team went, okay, this is boss fight. What should I go name him? I will just call him Walter. Like, what? Walter Lanford? I guess this must be tied to some sort of a story or a side quest or something. Like he's with some guy who turns into like a boss fight. As like a surprising move. But then now we know it's coming because we've seen this. Whoa. Seems like very unforgiving, man. How is he blocking those attacks with just like a wooden shield? Oh, is that Doctor Strange? Doctor Strange confirmed. He's like out of the arena. Still from there. Oh, okay. It's so beautiful, man. This game is so beautiful. So many particles flying everywhere. I'm blinded. I'm blinded, man. Oh my god. Oh. Have you noticed like the character animations are so like very like detailed? They're not just like basic animations. They're very elegantly done. Okay. We've got a Hulk ape thingy. King Kong. Rush the slave. They all have completely different movement sets and attack styles. It's awesome. So many different types of particles too. Like it's like What am I looking at? Particles everywhere. Yeah. Oh my God. How is this place not falling apart with all the pillars gone? Still standing somehow. Oh, okay. Oh. It's very intense. Very intense. Love it. I don't even know what this is. Oh, I have seen this before. How cool is this? Green stoneback crab. Like, you look at it and like, I don't even know how to beat it. Like, what do you do? It's like, this is like, it's like the similar style to how you beat like Shadow of the Colossus bosses. You get on it and then you like stab it, and you have to hold on to it while you do it, otherwise you get thrown off. That's such a cool thing. I mean, it took inspiration from another game, but okay, but they've done it really well, it seems. So why not? And like you get a completely different type of like, okay, there's so many particles flying in the screen, I can't even find my own cursor. Anyway, as I was saying, this boss fight even has like a different bar because the way you have to kill it is different. You gotta like fill these, yeah, that's how you kill. Yeah, they have really thought out each boss fight. Really thought out each boss fight. They're not random or they're not kind of samey. That's pretty cool. Oh, whoa. Okay. That's not a fish, right? Oh my god. And that's it? Wow. How big is that thing? Okay, so there's one more thing. What is that? What did he equip? Oh, Spider-Man. Oh my god. That was cool, right? I mean, that was so cool.
Have I tit witch?
Hexe
When Umbra
Marie.
casts absolute darkness upon this land, the corpses of those
Each
foolish
boss
witches
fight gets a
of
different
Paris
type
will
of bar.
pile into a mountain.
I guess most of the time.
I
But this one
shall
has a blue bar.
stand atop that mountain and witness the arrival of true paradise.
Oh my god.
Yet, I wish
How do you even
my
keep track of all
son
these
Drake
different abilities, man?
by my side.
There's so many already. I'm gonna be spending months in this
So
game.
be it. Let us
Hands
see
down.
how long you can jest. I will twist your neck until that insolent mouth of yours is silenced. So that not even a whimper of pain escapes your lips. Then I'll turn you inside out
Oh, wow.
and grant you the agony of your limbs being torn apart for an eternity. In the end, your shredded soul will be part of the fighting world.
If you ask me where he is, I would not know. Where are you, Macduff? So many particles. I think because it's not a Souls-like game, I think the difficulty comes from the fact that like, mastering your skills and your attacks. Ooh. Split horn. Who standbys? I mean, what? Who standby? What am I saying? Who are bystanders? I can't English today. Did you see this? Oh, where's my cursor? Hang on. There. Did you watch these two guys? They're just like literally like there's a whole big fight happening and they're just like la 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 la. Like literally. Look at this. What the heck? So weird. Oh wait, I don't know if you saw it because it's like it's not it probably hang on, sorry guys. I really want you to see it because it's so funny. Here. Look at these guys. Yeah, that's what I meant. Alright, that's it. It's nothing important. The compression on these videos is so bad, bro. IGN still hasn't seemed to fix it. So, this is supposed to be 4K. Yeah. But it's still very pixely. Very pixelated. If I do it, yeah, still pixelated, bro. Sorry. And I just realized, like, each boss fight has different music. Oh, you've seen this one? You've seen this one? Well, we'll skip through this part because we've seen it before.
My own father.
You've seen this too. This I thought was very cool. Reed Devil.
Desperately seeking his
It's like a little flash you fight him very fast.
of his known life. But when he took one look at my leprous face, he called me devil.
And it transitions
My life.
straight into the game. No cutscene, no like black screen or anything. Just transitions straight into gameplay. That's impressive. Crazy. Okay. some of those moves sometimes I can kind of see why it feels like a fighting game. Some of those will feel like it's straight out of a fighting game. So that's why I said like it's about mastering your combos and mastering your skills on like combat skills rather than like, you know, trying to learn the pattern. I mean, there's some of that too. It's not like Souls, like where you have to time your dodges and all that. Not exactly. We've seen so many bosses already, which means they have to keep some of it before the game launches. Does that mean they have so many more bosses in the game? Because they've given away so much. You've seen this too, so we'll skip this. You've seen Cassius Morton in the previous gameplay as well. I think it's the first three that we saw. Everything else we have already seen, right? Yeah. And then we got the mech boss. Yeah, okay, so those first three we saw was the 3 new bosses. Pretty cool, man. Pretty cool. I mean, I don't have anything new to add to this. I just gotta say that this is looking incredibly ambitious at this point. And despite the fact that it's coming next year, March, we're already getting so many gameplay details, gameplay clips, boss fight clips. They've given away so many gameplay videos at this point. I just don't know a game in recent memory that's done that before the game launched, which tells me that they're so confident about their game, so they're not afraid to show off. But also the fact that they have shown so much of the game, it's got to be so much bigger than what they've shown, you know? It's got to be so much bigger. Just how big? No clue. No clue. Yeah, as usual, you know, let me know what you guys think of this new boss fights that you guys saw. Are you excited? I'm excited. But yeah, that's it for today. I'm gonna wrap it up here because I'm gonna be jumping into Battlefield 6. I'll see you guys tomorrow on a Battlefield 6 stream actually, so tune into that. I might actually do a little stream tonight if the time permits, but I might not get enough time for that, but let's see how it goes. But other than that, that's it. I'll see you guys tomorrow on a Battlefield 6 stream, and if you tuned into my live stream, thank you so much. I appreciate you. If you're watching this on YouTube later, thank you so much. If you like my content, please consider subscribing and drop a like if you can. But yeah, I'll see you guys soon. Bye bye.
Alright, time to power. The underdog's logging off. Baby! Thanks for hanging out for laughs, memes, and gaming clout. Even if I tripped, lost, or failed, you stuck around and that prevailed. We checked trailers, spilled the tea, mispronounced a game or 3. Call of Duty fails, oh that's me, but the chat laughed along, pure victory. Grab your snacks, hydrate up, don't fall asleep. I'll be back soon with news to peep. The underdog may stumble, trip, or rage, but you're the legends who fill my stage. Grab your snacks, hydrate up, don't fall asleep. I'll be back soon with news to peep. The underdog may stumble, trip, or rage, but you're the legends who fill my stage. Announcement chat, Jaybeazt is officially signing off. He may try to explain the plot of a game he hasn't played, argue with NPCs about story choices, or get stuck in the tutorial forever. And if someone says something wild in chat, he might go, "Oh mate, don't say that! Thanks for surviving the chaos, laughing at my fails and pretending my Call of Duty aim is fine. Catch you next time, same underdog energy, less chaos, maybe." But thanks for surviving the chaos, laughing at my fails, and pretending my Call of Duty aim is fine. Catch you next time, same underdog energy, less chaos, maybe.